Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. As you all know, my name is Shantario, aka Brother Midnight. And as a representative of Positive Lifestyle Management, I want to bring to your attention in this awareness session about being able to think positive and have good morale. I would first and foremost like to acknowledge the Honorable Mr. Larry Hoover Sr., the executive staff, and to all my brothers and sisters, plenty much love. So as I endeavored to study a letter that was written back in September 17th, 1983, it is vitally important that we understand in order to change the way we feel, we have to change the way we think. The blueprint says positive organizations produces productive people. Brothers and sisters, we are reaching towards the height of the campaign, Free Larry Hoover Sr. now. Now more than ever. Our beloved brother, Mr. Larry Hoover Sr. needs us. And it is vitally important that we continue to push the initiative. And what initiative means is taking that first step, doing something without being told to do it. So in this awareness session, we're going to be dealing with positive thinking and morale according to the September 17, 1983 letter. And it reads like this. Fellow brothers and sisters of the struggle, it has been 2 years since the teaching of the new concept began. One of the issues that the new concept has focused over this 2 years span was negative thinking. In spite of those teachings, there seemed to be a syndrome of negative thinking amongst the rank and file. Herein, this problem will be elaborated on, and from that point on, these slurs will no longer be tolerated. Brothers and sisters, right now is not a time to be thinking negative, doing anything negative. We need to take that concept of negativity and cast it away. We cannot truly succeed or be victorious in freeing Mr. Larry Hoover Sr. without changing the way we think. We must change the way we think. Casting off those negative attitudes, those negative behaviors, those negative people, whoever is into sparking negativity needs to be let go. Brothers and sisters, we are a positive and productive people. We are a special group of people with integrity and dignity, and we should behave accordingly. And what I've come to understand as I've continued to study the new concept, I can't just have the head knowledge, I have to have the application. True knowledge, brothers and sisters, is the ability to grow and develop through study, observation, and application. So I can't just have the head knowledge of the new concept, I have to be able to live it. If we say that we are in the vision, we have to do what is necessary to live the vision. Changing the dynamic from negative to positive. As I continue to read, it says, the problem, there are those of you who sit around constantly in your buddy cell, downrating everyone else, saying things like this: that nigga is faking. I don't associate with half the guys who profess to be a part of this organization. If certain people weren't here, that guy might be this or that. That way of thinking is bad for the organization as a whole. And if you sincerely believe that everyone is faking except for you, then do yourself a big favor and remove yourself from the ranks and files of the organization. It is impossible for you to constantly downrate everything and everybody and still profess to be a true brother of the struggle. See, when we take on the concept of organization, we have to understand the dynamic of what being a part of an organization means. Organization is a unified and consolidated group of people with an executive structure that deals with the well-being of all its people. It's an executive structure of business and enterprise for individual growth and the collective acceleration of the body as a whole. So the essence of organization is for the individual to grow and the collective to elevate, to take it to new levels, higher heights, not in a negative way, but in a positive way. When we look at the 6 universal laws, which come along with this organization, when we understand the dynamic of the 6 universal laws, we can truly understand the essence of organization. The essence of organization is growth and development. When you look at the 6 universal laws, the first one is love. And the meaning of love is simply this: I am willing to accept responsibility for you, and I am willing to share responsibility with you. Love is the one creative force of all existence. The second one is life, brothers and sisters. Life is simply this: life is the one creative force of love in action. And here's another dynamic of life that we need to understand, brothers and sisters. Life, according to the teachings of the blueprint, is growth and development towards a particular purpose. Life is growth and development towards a particular purpose. So when we understand what love is and what life is, we can move forward and understand what loyalty is all about. Loyalty is service and cooperation with an organized scheme of things. And as I said before earlier, knowledge is the ability to grow and develop through study, observation, and application. But here is the dynamic of knowledge, wisdom. Wisdom gives us the ability to apply knowledge wisely. And understanding is the crowning point of all our principles. So when we put this cipher of ours together, we can truly understand the essence of organization, which is growth and development. But in order to understand what growth and development is really all about, we have to change the way we think. Stop looking down on our brothers and sisters. Stop pointing the fingers at the leadership. Because some of us, and I'm going to just say this, brothers, some of us don't believe that dad will ever get out. Negative thinking. And then some of us don't want him to get out. Because of the two greatest enemies that we have, which is complacency and apathy. Complacency, brothers and sisters, is simply this: it's the lack of initiative. Apathy, which means to hold down, apathy is the suppression of initiative. So, in order to change the way we think, we have to adopt a positive attitude, a positive outlook on life, a positive outlook on organization. We need one another. If I say I am my brother's keeper, I must show that I am my brother's keeper. Holy Writ says that we cannot truly show love because we do not supposed to love one another in word, but in deed. It's gonna take a reconstructing of the way we think. And I'm going to get into that a little bit later. And what I'm talking about, brothers and sisters, is simply this: cognitive reconstructing. Cognitive meaning thinking. We have to change the way we think. Casting off that negative mindset to a positive mindset. The solutions. Our brother, instead of always tripping on the few negative aspects of the organizations, let's trip on the positive side. Let's talk more about the tremendous progress that has been made over the last 2 years. Let's talk about all the good, reliable brothers that are working day and night to keep this organization moving. And just like my big brother Fee would say, he said, in order to live the vision, you have to do the work. And that's one of the things I love about Mr. Larry Hoover Sr., that once the vision was conceived, that they move forward from the inside out. Teaching not only the brothers and sisters of that time, but going forward right to this day in 2021, teaching us the importance of education, economics, political, social development, organization, and unity. This is very important, brothers and sisters, that we understand that we must change the way we think. If you want your behavior to change, you have to change the way you think. Stop feeding yourself with negativity and feed yourself with positivity. Do the work, get it out into the community. Setting up education programs for the young men and women. Being a light that shines through the darkness. Understanding the essence of growth and development. Let's continue to read. It says, the governing body or the executive staff realizes that there are those who have no business amongst our ranks, and eventually these few will be weeded out. You can speed up this process. If you see a brother or know of a brother who is faking, don't sit around with your buddies talking about it, because you will give the impression that it is a rule rather than an exception for the organization to harbor brothers of this character. Instead, bring the matter along with your evidence and reason, rumors not included, to the attention of the proper authority. So it is vitally important that we understand the laws and policies that governs us. As Brother Tank said in the Kicking It on the G, which means kicking it on the gallery, he said this: the law governs all events. So if the law governs all events, the proper authority must be notified in order to settle whatever matter that is brought up without rumors, having witnesses, being able to prove, having proof. In Islam, they say dalil. So it is vitally important that we understand this dynamic, that we can't just say someone is faking. We have to know that. And once we know that, we reach out to them in love, but we govern ourselves according to the law. That's why it's so important to know the law and policies. It says the brothers of the struggle are like a team, and without confidence in ourselves, we can't win. Let's stop concentrating on the few who's not and start concentrating on the countless brothers who are. We must start congratulating each other, and pepping each other up. Confidence. Confidence is key. Confidence is very key. And according to the Webster Dictionary, confidence is this. Confidence is the feel or belief that one can rely on someone or something. In other words, confidence, my brothers and sisters, is firm trust. Trust being the dynamic of what having confidence is really all about. Another definition for confidence is simply this. It says the state or feeling certain about the truth of something. So when we recognize truth, we stand firm and trust that truth. That's the importance of confidence. Having firm trust in someone or something, standing upon truth. Having full assurance, brothers and sisters. That is what this is really all about. Changing the way we feel by changing the way we think. Reconstructing the way we think. Cognitive reconstructing. Changing the way we think. Positive thinking and morale. It says one of the main reasons that the U.S. lost the war in Vietnam was that the morale of the soldiers was low. Morale is the issue, parenthesis, confidence. Now, in order to understand the essence of confidence, we need to understand the essence of morale. Morale is simply this. Morale is standing on morals and principles, teachings, or conducts. Morals is the mental and emotional condition as of enthusiasm, confidence, or loyalty. But notice this. I want you to notice something, brothers and sisters, that morale and confidence are synonymous of one another. So it is very important that we understand that when we change the way we think from negative to positive, our morale begins to change. Our confidence begins to change. Because this is what we're doing. In order to change the way we feel, we have to change the way we think. So if I change the way I think, I'll feel better. I won't think about the negativity. I'll pay more attention to the positivity. Because I believe that I'm a positive and productive person. I don't believe that I'm unproductive and negative. That is the dynamic of changing negative to positive. We must cast away this negative, this enemy called negativity. We will not see victory or success by campaigning for Dad if we don't cast away this negative thinking. It's all about positive thinking and morale, brothers and sisters. And it is very important that we understand that. It says in closing, the next time you are somewhere and you hear a member talking about how much everybody is faking and that he is the only associate with a chosen few, suggest to him that if he truly believes that what he's saying, it would be appropriate for him to excommunicate himself from the organization, because in all reality, he is the one that's faking. We must think more positive thoughts and believe in one another. And when it's necessary, we will be we will be able to rally and overcome whatever situation we are faced with. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. In other words, what they're saying, another part of this, brothers and sisters, of understanding the essence of organization is having positive thoughts and believing in one another. So it's not just for the individual to grow and the body to elevate and reach new heights in a positive and productive manner. It's also having positive thoughts and believing in one another. Positive thinking and morale, brothers and sisters. In order to be positive, productive, we have to have positive thinking and positive morale. When the letter said we must pep one another up, in other words, it was saying that we have to build one another up. To build a person up means to edify them. So my beloved brothers and sisters, the campaign is Free Larry Hoover Sr. now. Get rid of those negative thoughts and behaviors, the gangsterism, all the unnecessary foolishness, all the unnecessary and silly confrontation. Let it go. Let's stand unified and consolidated in order to reach higher heights. But more importantly, see Dad free. Thank you, my beloved brothers and sisters, for your time. And I hope we have learned something together. Love, family.